Monday to you. Drivers, you are all being put on notice today. Tougher new penalties are now in place this morning for anyone caught using a handheld device while behind the wheel. Any driver ticketed for using a handheld device will have 3 penalty points added to their driving record. That could eventually force them to pay penalty premiums. And the province is still looking at raising the level of fines. A ticket for distracted driving in BC still goes for $167. That's a far cry from Ontario, where it now runs offending drivers $1,000. Many people think today's changes are long overdue.
It's very serious if they're distracted, so I think they should give them the maximum penalty.
That's probably what's needed. It's probably what's needed to make me stop texting driving.
Homicide investigators have spent the night in a Surrey neighborhood. Andrew McPherson joins us live from the scene in Surrey with more. Andrea.
Yeah, Kyle, there aren't too many details to really tell you at this point, other than we are out at a neighborhood at 110th Avenue, 136th Street. You can see the Integrated Homicide Investigation Team still has its tent up. Yellow police tape still surrounds this neighborhood. What we do know is that a man is dead, believed to have been stabbed to death in a basement suite. The call came in around 8:40 last night. We've been in the neighborhood talking to neighbors this morning. A man that we spoke with suggested that this home in question is a bit of a problem home, has been known for its drug use. There's been, lots of loud fights, almost on a daily occurrence. So he's not surprised at what has taken place this morning. As for the victim, we don't have an identity. We don't know a cause, and we're still waiting for homicide investigators to bring us up to speed sometime later this morning. Kyle.
Andrew McPherson live for us this morning in Surrey. Andrea, thanks for that. Emergency crews were called to Vancouver's Olympic Village overnight. There are reports a man's homemade flashlight bomb blew up in his face on Columbia Street and West 1st Avenue. There's no word on his condition. The Marguerite Ford apartment social housing complex is located on the same block, and the latest numbers show Vancouver police answered 729 calls to the building over a recent 16-month period. Well, there's finally a light at the end of the tunnel in the labor dispute at the Richmond IKEA. Mediator Vince Reddy has agreed to sit down with both sides today, but only after insisting on some new conditions. If a mediated deal cannot be reached, Reddy will have the power to make binding recommendations. Workers at the Richmond store have been off the job for a year and a half. They remain at odds with management on issues like wages, benefits, and guaranteed hours. A disabled Russian cargo ship is finally tied down to solid ground this morning. Slowly but surely, the vessel was towed to Prince Rupert by an American tugboat. The tug took almost 2 days to reach the Russian freighter, but only got there that quickly because it was in the area. The rescue operation made for some tense moments. The vessel lost power on Thursday and drifted until the Coast Guard arrived on Friday. It was able to tow the ship away from Haida Gwaii, but the Coast Guard vessel's tow line broke a couple of times, leaving the vessel adrift again. A hotel on Vancouver's downtown east side has been handed the honor as the rooming house with the worst living conditions in the city. The Balmoral Hotel on Hastings Street won the Crummy Cockroach Haven Award, voted on by people who have lived there. It's part of a convention held for the very first time for people living in single occupancy rooms. Organizers say the goal is to improve housing. Officials in Nigeria say their battle with Ebola is officially over. The World Health Organization made the announcement 42 days after the last case in the country tested negative. Since the outbreak, there were 20 cases of the disease with 8 deaths. Ebola continues to spread rapidly in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea, claiming more than 4,500 lives. Canadian health officials have tested how they would handle an Ebola crisis in the event of a case turning up here. Drills were held over the weekend in Halifax to determine how fast rapid response teams could get the necessary equipment loaded onto planes. Meanwhile, Ebola vaccines made in Canada are being shipped out today. 800 vials are being sent to the World Health Organization in Geneva. Well, we now know when the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's second child is due. Will and Kate have confirmed the royal stork will arrive with their second baby in April. Kensington Palace made the announcement early this morning and also said Kate's battle with morning sickness is improving. She canceled several engagements after the pregnancy was announced in September, but is scheduled at events this week.